Hello. Hello, everybody. Is anybody out there? Welcome. Uncivilized. We're back. The Intellects. We're back. Has anything been going on?
A lot of shit's been going on.
Has anything been going on out there?
The entire country is on fire right now. The entire fucking country. All 50 states.
Wow.
And they finally decided to make some changes today. Slightly.
Yeah. So let's start from not, because we already covered the choke up. Let's start from when the first time, Brian and Zach, where you were like, something's starting to get real right now. Because remember, when we last were on, he'd already been choked. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And there were like maybe some mild protests, maybe none really. Maybe they sat at the restaurant he was at, maybe. Like, you know, it was nothing big. So when, Brian, you first and Zach, did you know, like, you were watching TV, and I think you probably texted me and were like, hey, Moo, I think something's going on right now.
I would say when, Zach sent me a link where you could actually watch protests all over the nation.
Which you sent me.
Yeah. So actually, that's when I realized, okay, people are they're thinking differently with regards to this. It's actually hitting home with regards to this. And then when you read the articles with regards to Ireland standing up, London, Germany, South Africa, it's like it's hit people visually and to the heart and mentally. It's totally different than before. And I don't know why that is. There's tons of documentaries. I Am Not Your Negro by James Baldwin. There's tons of stuff out there. But I guess by being forced to see this versus having the option to watch it or not, I think it changed things.
Yeah. Zach.
I don't remember the exact time. The only distinct time of like, oh shit, that I really remember was only like maybe 3 days ago, just walking the dogs. You got your mask on because it's a fucking pandemic. It's already weird. I live right off of Venice Boulevard, so it's super quiet. I'm walking the dogs. 2 military helicopters fly over and like 4 giant military APCs drive by. And it was just like, this shit is crazy. I feel like I live in like a dystopian future movie right now about the apocalyptic future. You know what I mean? It's just, that was when, for me, that it felt weird. I don't know. I knew shit was going to hit the fan as soon as this happened, man. You could tell by people's reaction. Like Brian said, I don't know what it was that was special about this time. I don't know what it was. It was different. I think it's not the first time we've seen it. You know what I mean? There's plenty of video out there. Like there's no good reason, but at the same time, I'm not upset that it's happening. I'm glad, I'm glad that people are having this reaction.
There are major factors of why this is not the same as the other one, the murder and the way it was done. That's the same. The cops, they're all the same on that. They're linear. But what makes this one not this, and it jumps up, is COVID-19. Everybody's at home. You wouldn't have protests of this size this many days. The motherfuckers had to work. Period. Motherfuckers ain't taking off 8 days. Nigga, this is 9th day.
Yeah.
We're on curfew tonight.
Yeah.
People would be at work. That's number one. Number two, white people. Chris Cuomo last night during the Washington, D.C. coverage, he asked the reporter on the ground, he was like, you're in D.C.? He said, yeah. He said, wow, I don't see any. He didn't even say people of color. He said, I don't see any black people. And the reporter was like, yeah, because he has to say there's some around, but there weren't none around. Those were white people out there, and not the ones busting out windows and inciting shit, which we're going to get to. Those are just like white people that we know. Shit like Zach's ass, who is, he's got a little Spanish in him, a little salsa, but I'm just saying. Those are just white people out there. Like when I saw Utah, I was like, oh, this is serious. Ain't no niggas in Utah. Like I said about Minneapolis, ain't no niggas in Minneapolis. When I heard that a black guy got killed, I was like, in Minneapolis? They said, yeah. I said, Prince is already dead. So who the fuck is left up there? Even St. Paul was like, hey, you hear about Minneapolis' black guy? When the fuck's the last time you heard a nigga talking about I'm going to Minneapolis? Get the fuck out of here. He came from Houston, though. But I'm just telling you, man, cities where there are like very few black people, Portland,
Hey,
Seattle,
Seattle, man.
On the news, the black brother who was like a
Madison, Wisconsin.
oh yeah, you know, black people up there. The brother who was on the news last night was like Portland had the second largest KKK chapter, you know, other than once you pass to Mississippi. Like Portland is, like Oregon itself is fucked up. I know people like to think about they got the Brewers and all that shit, but they're racist as fuck up there. Yeah. But when you have all these, I mean, Italy, Ireland, ain't no niggas in Ireland.
You know the one that shocked me last night?
New Zealand.
Boise, Idaho.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Huge turnout. And they were going late into the night, man.
There's a friend of ours named Bryce Prunty. He's probably one of the white, Bryce, I know you're going to watch this. You're one of the whitest guys I've ever seen. I mean, you cry vanilla ice cream. One time you farted and like just cinnamon came out your butt. Just a white, sweet motherfucker. And you lived in Boise, Idaho. He was like, Moo, you going to come visit? I was like, I'll send you a picture. You can take the picture with you and just like at the Oscars, set me at the dinner table with y'all, but I ain't going to goddamn boy. That's white shit up there. Yeah. So I just think when I saw all those goddamn white people, I was like, shit. Because you know what that does? It makes older white people say, shit, my kids are out there protesting this black guy.
Yep.
Got to do something. And then when it goes to other countries, that's it. But you know what it was, Zach and Brian? It was New York. When Minneapolis set it off, New York was like, you know what? We about to set this motherfucker off. And then LA was like,
I was going to say,
we're about to show you how we set it up. Brian, know what I'm talking about.
LA was not far behind, man. LA was not far behind, man.
Oh, New York
was right in line with New York. Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I said LA is right in line with New York.
Oh, yeah, because LA was like, let's get down to Chicago. I mean, them niggas, one of the niggas stole a police horse and was riding it down the street.
That's true.
Like Chicago gets down.
They were actually fighting cops.
Yeah, they're fighting cops. My homeboy still stays in Chicago. He said they broke into a Subway and they started making sandwiches. Like, I was like, God damn. This time, the major difference, guys, is this.
Yeah.
They were able to strategize shit, to literally throw the cops off to the point, wait a minute, how are they getting they're texting each other. They've started a chat room that obviously now they put their guy on to find out these chat rooms and the gatherings, but in the beginning they had no idea what was going on.
And the thing about it is these older people don't know how to deal with those chat rooms.
No.
They barely even know how to use a computer. So yeah, these kids are able to dance around everything and figure their way around these problems. And you are right. In order for systematic change to happen, white people need to speak up too.
Yeah.
Without that, we're going to continue to get beat. We're going to continue to be treated as not equal, not human. We need white people to speak up on our behalf and say, hey, enough of this. Enough of this. It's now time for change.
And Brian and Zach, I'm so glad that the white media is calling out these white guys that have been inciting lootings. Like the pallet of bricks in Atlanta. When the last time you seen a pallet of brick? Get the fuck out of here.
Just waiting on the corner. Just waiting on the corner. I mean, somebody's like, what am I supposed to do with these?
I hate to sound like the crazy conspiracy theorist, but I just got to throw this out there. And I'm talking about both sides of the media. All right, I'm just talking about mainstream media in general. Do you think they would have reported on that the same way they are now if we weren't? If there weren't pictures of it from us on Twitter, real life people streaming, showing that shit, would it be represented that way? Because the media is still doing this. They're still showing looters and only showing black people somehow, if that's even possible, because I feel like the vast majority of what you see if you watch streams are crazy white people and crazy Hispanic people is what it is. There are definitely black looters as well.
There are definitely black people loot because I definitely think it's the region you're in. So when I'm watching LA, it's more black and Hispanic. When I saw Boston, there were white women. Now they're looting different shit. They were grabbing like, hair gel and like, cups and shit like that. I mean, niggas was grabbing Jordans. They grabbing Jordans, T-shirts, you know. And,
they running into the Rolex store too.
Oh yeah, they ran into the jewelry store. I mean, I got hit. The looting hit home for me. I told Brian I had a couple pair at Flight Club that I was trying to sell, and I think the niggas got me. I had the Brian. I had the six, the black and was the bread sixes.
Oh no.
I had the blue 12s, and I had the flight the flu games.
So you sent them to them?
I go to Flight Club. I put them there. This was pre-Stock X, so they were sitting there, and I just forgotten about them because they should have had so many J's, and they got me.
Oh yeah.
So people,
we're talking about Jordans, by the way.
We're talking about Jordans.
What the fuck we're talking about right now?
We're talking about Jordans. Oh, the three of us know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to have that many cities, and then when it goes overseas, even my dad, who's in Alabama, like he's walking on dead slaves in Alabama, like it's black as fuck in Alabama. My dad was like, I think the nigga was eating like soft cashews when he was talking to me, like just some old black shit. And he was like, man, I tell you, I never seen no shit like this. They really riding for that nigga. I said, yeah, man. He said, when I was a kid, he just would have been dead.
Facts.
And he left it at that.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right.
When I first talked to my dad about this, he said, man, that fucked that boy up, didn't it? I was like, yeah, man. I mean, but people gonna, he said, shit, he dead. Well, I'm gonna make a pop. Like he didn't give a shit because he has seen so much, you just become numb to it. Even Brian and I, when they first sent it to cop and gotten off, Brian had posted like, well, he just got away, man. Nothing ever changes. And I saw that post, I liked it. I said, damn, Brian, that's a shame. And then I was like, cool, man. So you see them shoes come? Like we just left it at that. Brian, you know goddamn well we both thought this wasn't gonna happen. No way.
I had no clue. I thought it was
clue.
The same old stuff, man.
Zach, he could have gotten off. I mean, the Breonna Taylor, the damn girl that was laying in the bed got shot. They haven't even like.
I think that one is just as bad, if not worse.
That's worse.
They're trying to prosecute her fucking boyfriend who fired back.
Yeah.
Unarmed men, ununiformed, not in uniform men, broke in the door and started firing, and you go to jail for popping off back. I'm sorry.
Well, he's lucky he didn't lose his life for popping off
exactly.
back. Yeah. He didn't shoot at them.
Nah,
he's lucky.
No.
Those are the dumbest cops I've ever seen in my life. He raided the wrong damn house.
Yep, right?
They're gonna shoot somebody in the bed.
But see, here's the worst part about this, all you guys, is in the time, I mean, shit, it's been what, a week now of the like real protests? In that time, you guys realize that there have been at least 5 or 6 more incidents that are just as bad. They murdered that guy in Louisville. They left his body in the street for 20 fucking hours.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't they? Yeah, they sure did. The barbecue guy, right?
Yeah, owned a barbecue where cops ate for free.
Jesus.
Yep, used to be nice to him, used to talk to him, invited him in. They all knew who he was. And they shot him and left his dead body in the fucking street for 20 hours, man.
Yeah, it's
So it's only getting worse. And I mean, the only thing that worries me is that people think that right now that this is just about that one or the 4 cops and George Floyd. And it's like, it is about so much more now. It is about so much more. And if you think, even if they, like we were talking about, they just announced they are going to raise the charges for the other 3 cops. Yep. And I think raise the charges against Derek Chauvin as well. But still, it's like, that's what should have happened from the very beginning. Yep. You know what I mean? We're not. Yeah. That's us asking for the bare minimum right there. You just meant literally the bare fucking minimum, and that's not what that people are not going to be okay with that anymore, man.
Yep. No,
it's not going to stop. It's not. And holy shit, if they acquit him,
you better be in Trump's bunker. You better be in Trump's bunker.
I was going to say, if you thought the '92 LA riots were bad. They'll burn this whole fucking city down. They'll burn this whole fucking city down.
It already started. It's a possibility that they get off now. Still a possibility.
The guy hired Philando Castile's lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, the LA riots were, I was talking to somebody about this. They were like, yeah, you know, it was like intense, boom, boom, boom. Them niggas in LA weren't in Beverly Hills. My home,
No.
they blocked that off.
Yeah.
Actually, the cops were stopping anybody black. What was it past, Brian? There was a street.
1
It was
p.m.
like, no, not even 1 p.m. If you passed like, it was a curfew, but also if you passed the street, they stopped you. They were on you. When I saw what they did in Beverly Hills, I talked to B, and that's when me and B was like, oh, this is this is real. What they did at the Grove, they wouldn't have let them niggas in. Get the fuck out of here. Are you crazy? You're gonna burn up the goddamn Apple store? You're gonna go into a deep, now granted, these are places like Apple's like, cool, everything's serial coded. Ain't none of the shit gonna work. So
Yeah,
do what you want to do. We're
They already said we're tracking you.
Yeah, we're tracking you. Don't worry. But to even attempt to do that is brutal. They fucked up Abby Kinney.
Yeah.
And they just fucked up.
Yeah,
and
the MedMen dispensary on Abby Kinney, bone clean. Bone fucking clean. Not a thing left in that place.
They didn't think that was going to happen.
No.
They thought they were going to terrorize their own neighborhoods. They thought they were going to go back and hit the Slauson swap meet and all the other spots. No, they went for Beverly Hills this time.
Yeah, and Abby Kinney, which is basically completely damn near brand new. They redid everything over there. It's way out, man.
The 3rd Street Promenade.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah.
When they went down there and tore that up, I was like, that's next level.
We used to drink down there.
Yeah, and they tore up right by where they went all in that new Jordan flight center they have right across from there. They tore all that shit up. And the small businesses on the side, they tore up. I think the looting, though, you had 2 different sects of people, though. You had the protesters, they were just chilling and doing their thing. But then at night, there was like another sect. And even as they were arresting people, they were like, these people aren't even from LA. These people aren't from Minneapolis. These people aren't from Boston. These people are coming from out of town. And basically, like, let's just fuck up LA. Let's fuck up yada, yada, yada. But I feel that that looting, and I think that's kind of chill. The cops are now, in LA, they own it. I told somebody from out of town, I said, y'all might want to play that shit in Chicago, but in LA, they're going to shut that shit down. They're going to shut it down.
Well, I mean, the reality is
they pretty much shut that shit down.
Well, it's when you look at cities like, I'm from Cincinnati, and when you look at Cincinnati right now and you look at LA, the riots the protests have been handled really well. You know what I mean? They've been bad, like you said. They're always going to be piece of shit looters. Most of the time, they're definitely not there for the cause. There aren't people that are protesting peacefully that are all of a sudden like, let's fucking rob this Jordan store. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's 2 different people. But you look at the way that the politicians, not the fucking police, that's a whole separate conversation. But you look at the way that the politicians are speaking to the protesters and speaking to the city. They've both had riots. We've seen what damage it did to our communities in the city around us, in downtown Cincinnati, in downtown Los Angeles. You look at cities that have been through that. It's the same as Germany. When people start comparing them to Nazis, they're like, guys, we educate people about that. We know and we learn from our mistakes. We're not going to do that shit again. We you know what I mean? We've learned and we're better than that. And that's why I think the police are also squashing it here, because it's practically a military at this point. But
you got National Guard.
They set up the convention center as a military, like, full on ground, like, base in like 2-3 days, and they couldn't figure out how to do it for 2-3 months to figure out COVID testing. Months.
Exactly.
Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure it out. Logistics, just not possible. 2 days, they turned that into a fully functional military base.
Oh yeah. Once they started firing those rubber bullets, and there's pictures on the internet of what they do. Rubber bullet open your ass up. That's that ain't a paintball.
That tiny little black girl that it hit right here, right in the forehead, that it just ripped her head right open. There's a female reporter, I think it blinded her left eye, like it just completely exploded her eyeball. They're not supposed to aim for the head.
No.
And you've got so much video. You got so much video. I'm gonna put links in the comments in the description of this video. I'll
Yeah.
put links to a Reddit thread that has an endless list of documented videoed things of cops doing things that are just blatantly wrong, fucked up, and crazy.
I've never seen the police hit the media.
Yeah. Not even
Like-
just our media, dude. They're hitting international media. And that's
Yeah.
really, really, really fucking bad. Because most law enforcement agencies in other countries know, hey, man, don't fuck with the media, especially, let alone foreigners here trying to show what's going on here around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they attacked and pepper sprayed and rubber shot an Australian film crew. I think there was a Canadian film crew that I saw. Like, it's just insane. Like, what are you... Is their job not to de-escalate the situation? What
Trump
does
doesn't
that
like
do?
it. Trump doesn't like the media. So he
No.
said treat them as their protesters.
Yeah.
You know, we can't stand them anyway. So he's probably happy that's happening to the media. He's like, arrest them all. I mean, this is just a part of his plan, man, his master plan to dominate.
Well, it is, but see, the funny thing is you see right through the hypocrisy, because when all the other like liberal media outlets were getting attacked and death threats and bombs mailed to him, you heard him. He was celebrating it. He was praising it. He was goddamn near encouraging it. Again, I could put in the description more links if you guys want to see video evidence of that as well. But then
Yeah.
the second, I don't know if you guys saw it, there was a Fox News crew attacked outside DC, outside the White House. They weren't attacked. I'm not going to use the word attack. It got real tense. They started chanting. They started running them off, chanting, fuck Fox News. A guy yanked a microphone out of his hand and like threw it at him. They were pelting him with water. And it was like, good. Fuck you guys. You have done nothing but fan the flames of discontent and division in this country. You paint protesters as looters. You paint all black people as criminals and thugs. Fuck you guys. You deserve to be run off. They weren't attacked, but as soon as that happens, all of a sudden now Fox News is like, and they would attack the media. Who would have the audacity? Who would do that? Fuck out of here.
They arrested the CNN guy immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like
Yeah.
one of the first days that brother was arrested, he was out.
And I don't know if you also saw, they didn't even mess with his white CNN correspondent and his film crew that was across the fucking street. They were across the street. That guy said it. The white correspondent came out and said that. He was like, we were treated vastly different and they never even bothered us.
Yeah, they've opened up.
They pepper sprayed the senator.
Yeah,
The senator. He's a fucking senator. He was peacefully protesting. A senator, guys, did not go out to loot and to riot. I hate to break the bad news to you guys. He was not there to cause any problems. He was there to peacefully encourage people to do what everyone seems to think should happen, is a peaceful conversation. He tried, and they fucking pepper sprayed him and then arrested him.
The governor of New York has already come out. He said, that the mayor, and now those two are fighting. Because the mayor's like, why are you talking bad about the police department and the job we're doing? Shame on you. These guys are doing a good job. It's fine. And the mayor's like, the governor's like, no, you're not doing a good job. You really screwed this.
Fine.
You really screwed this fucking up. Because New York, they beat the shit out of a lot of people.
Yep.
Didn't they run over a damn girl or something crazy?
That happened in New York and in LA. Yeah, there were protesters that set up barricades. They're doing the same thing for the LA chief of police after he came out with that bullshit ass statement yesterday.
Oh yeah, they sure are. They want him to resign.
Yeah, they're calling for his job too. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Come out and say that. Rioters have as much blood on their hands. Hey,
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, they don't. One of these is a murderer, and the other is upset because a man was murdered by one of you, and you're not doing anything about it. These are not the same. These are not the same.
No.
And all this could have been handled if they had been arrested in the first place.
I know.
To me, I feel like Trump wanted this to happen. He wanted to sit back and watch the divisiveness. He probably said, you know what? COVID didn't kill enough people of color. Let me allow them to loot and protest. They would bring the military in.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I think he did, and I agree, because he's a piece of shit. But you have to remember that this could have also been prevented 4 years ago, boys. There was an NFL quarterback who was trying to peacefully start a conversation with the world. He didn't riot. He didn't encourage violence. He didn't do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, all he did was take a fucking knee and try and start a conversation. And what did they do to him? What did they do to him? They blacklisted him.
Blackballed him.
Did you see that? What's the Seahawks coach name? I can't think. Pete Carroll came
Yeah.
out and said, "Oh, we owe a tremendous amount to Kaepernick for speaking up in 2016." It's like, fuck you to say that. Give him a fucking job. How about that?
Exactly.
How about fucking put him back in the NFL? How about you do that for starters? How about that?
There are a lot of quarterbacks that have gotten jobs that, I mean, one guy was out of the damn league and still got a job. It's just like, come on, man. You got to give the brother a look. I mean,
yeah, because, I mean, also, let's not forget, it's not as though he was an underperforming, poor quarterback.
No.
Dude's a hell of a quarterback as well.
Yeah. No, he's looking really, really good right now. And that's all, like, a lot of the internet now is like, man, yeesh, really fucked up this Kaepernick thing. Yeah. I'm like, you ain't gonna fuck that up. Yeah, the kid kind of knew what he was talking about. But. Yeah. I just posted a photo of him and just said, well, I mean, he was very peaceful, lost his job. And now everybody's like, damn, he was right. He was right all along. You know, we got to stop this. And I think this will be, like Brian said, you know, it's going to be, I mean, shit. Even if a white person saw a cop with their knee on somebody's neck, they'd be like, hey, man, you might want to get your knee off his neck. I don't know if you remember last time, they damn near burned up the world. Like, let's chill out. And let's rethink this.
We still have the ignorance going on amongst the burning. You remember I sent you that thing on the George Floyd challenge, the complete and utter disrespect.
Oh, you still got ignorant people out there. You still got Trump people out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's always going to happen. That's always
this actually could go one of two ways with the election too. And Zach know what I'm talking about because he's from the middle of America. There's a ton of middle of America people that are watching this. They're like, oh, okay. Okay, when election time comes, we're going to be in that motherfucker with bells on. So all these people that protested, they better go vote. Because I'm going to tell you who's going to goddamn vote. The motherfucking white people for Trump. And
oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm from Alabama. Oh, Zach knows exactly what I'm talking about. I can tell you right now, there are white people in middle America in the South, like, look at these motherfuckers. Fucking with Trump, making him go down to the bunker. Okay.
Little fucking coward, hiding in the bunker and turn the lights off. Did you, hold on. Did you guys see the best part when he came out today and said?
What?
He went down there for an inspection. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah, of course he's an expert. Of course, he's an expert.
Here's the sad thing. How easy is it just to say, hey, guys, in accordance to Secret Service standards, I had to go down there. I had to hang out. We kept an eye on everything, and we monitored everything from a safe environment inside the bunker last night. How hard is that? How hard is that? Instead, you come out and tell us that everything was fine and that you went for an inspection in the middle of the night as we saw the protesters outside, as we saw you tear gas the protesters outside so you could walk across the street to a church and hold a Bible upside down and backwards for a fake fucking photo op that even the head of that church has criticized you for because you tear gassed him. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. He really he screwed the pooch on that one. He screwed the pooch on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. He has a hard time admitting defeat, admitting when he's wrong.
His whole life has been a series of different pooches that he's fucked in a lot of different ways, boys.
He doesn't like to be told what to do. Which is a reason why I think this took so long.
Yeah.
Protesters are like, arrest the cops. He's like, no, I'm going to beat your ass for being in the streets and not going home.
Yeah.
So it's just like he has a control problem. He has an ego problem. He has a ton of issues, actually. And he definitely needs to be removed.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that we got to get out there and get them out there this time. We got to vote.
That's right. You nailed it right there. Hey, man, Biden is anybody from a younger generation, he is not our first choice. That is no secret right now. That is no secret. But that's comparing Biden, who's like a shit sandwich, to Donald Trump, who's like the end of the fucking world, apparently, like is
Yeah.
actually bringing on the end of society as we know it. So
There was a brother last night when the white reporter was like, what do you think about when Biden said, if you vote for Trump, you ain't black? And he said he was just a week off. If he'd have said that this week, he'd been right on the money. The only reason he had a problem with that, first of all, it's not his liberty to kind of say that kind of shit. But if Biden had said that this week, the black dude was like, I agree with him. What are you talking about? Have you looked outside? The goddamn city's on fire.
Well, and I'm not going to say that I agree. I definitely don't think he has the right to say that. But I will say this. For the people that I've met and the black people that support Trump, my biggest question, it's the same with poor people. It's like, you realize Trump doesn't give a fuck about you, right? Like, not even the tiniest of little bits. He doesn't give a shit about you. You're not even on his radar. You don't even exist. You're like ants to him. Why are you supporting this man? Why?
It's like what Chappelle said, the poor white person that was like, I'm for Trump, and the Chappelle's like, motherfucker, he doesn't even help you. He hurts you. You're poor. Shit, nigga. Trump helps me, motherfucker, because I'm rich. Because he helps the fucking, I mean, Chappelle's rich as fuck, so he helps him with his fucking tax deals and all that kind of breaks he gets. But for a poor person, it's tough, man. It's tough. I tell people all the time, and Zach, you know, I mean, they're not really out here, B. I've seen white people walking out of trailer parks.
Of course.
You've seen poor white, like Zach in Ohio. There are a lot of poor ass white people. In Kentucky, there are a lot of poor ass white people. In Alabama, there are white people with chicken in their motherfucking yards.
Shit, we have trailer parks out here. We got trailer parks in Torrance, California, in Gardena. Like, yeah, that's a bunch of white people that live in those.
Yeah, but those still, they ain't as poor as you see in the Midwest.
Of course not. Of course not.
Oh, man, this
is still Los Angeles.
It's still LA, baby.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been out LA. I mean, Brian's been out LA, went down to Virginia or somewhere. He was like, yeah, some poor ass motherfuckers out here, boy. Oh, man. Man, we got to get out there, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell Uncivilized Intellects. We're out here right now. I'm trying to tell the guys that are watching this podcast. The real thing is to get out and vote.
Have to.
That's it.
You have to. If we don't, we're going to get another 4 years of this bullshit. And we all do not want that to happen.
Can you imagine another 4 years?
He'll destroy this country.
I will say this, though. When you look at the course of history from the birth of this country to every giant progressive step that this country has taken, whether it's women's rights or civil rights, those were not done peacefully, boys. Those were not done by voting or by election. They assassinated Martin Luther King Jr., and in 3 days, back in that time, I think they did $47 million worth of damage around the country. And it took 3 days for them to pass the Civil Rights Act. 3 days.
Yeah.
I hate watching people suffer. I don't want to see anybody else get hurt. This is needless violence. It's easy to make the change. But unfortunately, guys, something has to be done that is beyond the politics now.
Well, that's why they tore this motherfucker up for goddamn 9 days. I mean, shit.
They're not done. They're not done.
Yeah.
Man. They're not done.
And trust me, the voting this time is, I think people last time, a lot of, and I notice a lot of them going to listen to this, Bernie people were like, well, shit, I'm just not going to vote. If my guy Bernie ain't in it, I just ain't voting. And then they were like, oh my God, Trump got in. I'm like, motherfucker. The vote for Hillary, I tell black people this, even if you don't like Hillary, vote for her, because at least the racists won't come out of the woodworks.
Yep.
You know.
And look what happened. Well, and also another flip side that I plan on throwing in a lot of people's faces is when it was Hillary and Trump at the election. You remember a lot of the bullshit that you heard was Trump. He's not a part of the system. He's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can apply that standard now to Biden beyond the shadow of a fucking doubt. He might be a little bit of a creepy old man, and he might be from an old ancient, dinosaur generation, but he tries. And he's not a fucking outspoken racist. It's not hard for him to get in front of the country and be like, hey, those white supremacists, they're all bad. There are no good people in there. There aren't some good people. They're all bad. Biden
has said stuff during this time that Trump hasn't said at all. You know what I mean? Like, he's actually spoken out and said shit.
it took Trump longer to address these riots and protests and police shit. It took him longer to address that than it did for him to address Twitter putting that bullshit flag on his account
Truth.
because he speaks bullshit. It took him less than 24 hours to flame Twitter about that, and it took him over 3 days to address the country on fire.
And what did he say?
He fanned the flames. When the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Yeah, that's all he had to say.
He's inciting a civil war, man. He's
no
trying
compassion, no empathy, no nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, guys, as I sip my delicious water in America, we're gonna tip the hat to you guys today. This has been the Uncivilized Intellects. We started this podcast off talking about sports, cheeks, and cheeseburgers. And now we're getting into dead serious topics. Because you know what? Sometimes you can't talk about the next fucking PlayStation game. Sometimes you got to talk about real shit. And on Civilized, we blow where the wind goes. And the wind brought us here, and that's what we're talking about. Yep. I'm Moo. That's Brian, and that's Zach. And we out this motherfucker. Y'all take care of yourselves. All right?
Take care.
See y'all soon.